The Mackie DL32R is a really fantastic digital mixer in my opinion. It's small, it's got a whole bunch of inputs and outputs. I really like the Master Fader app, the wireless control, total game changer for live sound. To be able to be anywhere in the room and mix is totally awesome. To be able to give people control of their individual mixes, especially when they're using in-ear monitors. It's hard to mix for them because you don't know what they want and you can't hear what they hear. It's really only got one downside that I can complain about, and that's that it doesn't support a wired connection. So if you have any problems with your wireless connection to the mixer, your show is dead in the water. You can't mix. Until now. I'm going to show you how to set up a wired connection to your Mackie DL32R. Let's briefly run through what we're going to use to make this wired connection. I'm going to assume that you've already got your DL32R, your iPad with the Master Fader app loaded on it, and a Wi-Fi router. And I'm going to assume that you already know how to connect everything together in the typical wireless use case. If you need help with that, let me know. Maybe I'll put together another video on that. So we're going to need to create this wired connection this, which is a lightning to camera adapter. It has a lightning power connection, a USB connection, and another lightning connection. This is going to connect to your iPad. We're also going to need an Apple USB to Ethernet adapter. You're going to need a power supply. Now it's important to note that you need to use the larger power supply that comes with the iPads. You can't use the smaller one that's used for the phones. It's just not going to give you enough power. You're going to need your lightning USB cable for your power supply. And you're also going to need an additional Ethernet patch cable. You need this one in addition to the one that's connecting your router to your mixer already. So this is the second one. And that's all you're going to need. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to assume that you already know how to set up your DL32R with a Wi-Fi router and that you're able to connect to it wirelessly in a normal use case. If you need assistance with that, if you're not really sure how to do that, let me know. I'll make another video and show you how to get that set up. Alright, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the lightning to USB camera adapter and we're going to connect it to our iPad. Then we're going to take our power supply and we're going to connect that to the lightning port on this adapter that we just connected. So we're going to take our adapter and plug it into some power. And we're going to take our lightning connector and plug it in as such. And you'll notice that the iPad is now drawing power. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is take the Ethernet to USB adapter and connect that to the camera port, the USB-A port on our adapter. Now we're going to take our spare or second Ethernet patch cable and we're going to connect this to our USB to Ethernet adapter. And we're going to take the other end of that Ethernet cable and we're going to plug it into an open port on our Wi-Fi router. Alright, now you should be good to go. We're going to go into our Master Fader app and we're going to hit the gear to look at our devices and we're going to look under wireless. Right now nothing's coming up, but oh, there we go. It takes a little while to assign an IP address and discover the mixer, but now we are connected to our mixer. Now, here's the really cool thing about this setup. Typically, if you're connected like this and you're on a job site, you don't usually have internet access through your wireless router, right? You're just mixing. It's the only thing you can do on that network. Now, we have the option to connect to a different wireless network. So this is the wireless network for my mixer, Russ and Roll. This is my home wireless network. We're connected to that, and we can go online. I'll refresh the page just to prove that there's an internet connection. And there we go. We can browse the Mackie website while we mix. And we can hop back into the Master Fader app. And we're connected. I've hooked up a microphone to the mixer just so you can see that there's some fader activity. And I want to demonstrate that you can still connect wirelessly to the mixer from other devices even when you have a wired connection. So I've got my iPhone here. I'm going to open my Wi-Fi connection. I'm going to connect to my mixer's wireless network. And it's going to yell at me because there's no internet connection, but that's okay. Alright, now we're going to open Master Fader. Now we're going to connect to our device. I'm going to open your devices, and it's going to take a second to populate, just like it always does. And there we go. And you can see the meter activity on my iPad, and you can also see the same meter activity on my phone. So we have both devices connected, both wirelessly and wired, to the mixer. A great benefit to using this wired connection is redundancy. So right now I've connected the mixer to the iPad with a wireless connection. So I'm controlling it wirelessly, but I've just reconnected the wired connection. And I'm going to show you why. Now, if something happens to your Wi-Fi, your wireless connection to your mixer goes down, but you still have this wired connection connected, you're not in so much trouble. I'm going to shut off my Wi-Fi, and we're going to lose that connection. But our Wi-Fi's off. How are we still connected? The wired connection gives you redundancy, and you're only down for 3 or 4 seconds before you're back up and mixing again. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, please let me know in the comments. And if there's anything that I left out that you're curious about, please let me know, and I'll try to answer any questions that you got. All right, bye-bye.